So let's talk about solutions a little bit. It's been my experience that a design team will come in and say, here's this gorgeous interface that we've got in a Photoshop document, and go implement it. And some stuff is really hard to implement, but there could be a way that you work around it that gets the job done. It is 100 times easier to code. I think your example is the Feedly example, and we talked before. You want to talk about that real quick?
The Feedly example is like one of those classic solve the problem by not solving it. So scrolling used to be really hard in the mobile web. It's not anymore. It's pretty much fixed. But for the purpose of this argument, we'll go back in time when it was completely impossible. And you had to use JavaScript to fake it. And sometimes the execution speed of the JavaScript itself was a little jank. So you'd get bad frames per second, or worse, you'd have a slightly off physics feel to it. So you have this app that feels a little bit weird and jank. And Feedly just couldn't get around this. And the way they dealt with it was pagination. So the gesture for scrolling is to go like this, and so is pagination. So they would just take 4 items and then throw that up like a card, and then they'd show another 4. And it was fast, and it was easy to implement. It didn't require a bunch of crazy JavaScript, and it solved their problem. Mm-hmm. And the moral of that story isn't to, do pagination. The moral of that story is to use your interaction design skills and teams and UX design thinking to take the constraints and embrace them and create the best design and experience possible with the environment you're in, which is limited sometimes.